Yes boys, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing some invasions on a build that I like to call the Cosmic Hunter. This is a real good character build, it's got some nice lore behind it, and we'll get into all that once the video starts. I'm using a few different spells on this one, including quite a few of the gravity spells, and then we're also using a couple of other spells that really fit the theme of the overall build. I've given this guy a couple of new weapons from the DLC, including this colossal monstrosity, the Gazing Finger, as well as the Starline Sword. You can see the other weapons that we've got on the build there, and I'm also using two staffs, including the Meteoric Staff, to boost my gravity sorceries. I'm using the Two Fingers heirloom there to raise my faith, which allows me to use the Gazing Finger. That's my flask, and then you can see the character stats on the right. But that's everything guys, let's get into the video and see how we get on. So let's just talk about the lore of this character a little bit. He's called the Cosmic Hunter, and I've always envisioned him as being this otherworldly assassin that comes from a different dimension to our own. He comes hunting in the lands between to kill hosts and take the souls back to his own realm for harvesting. He's quite a dark character in that respect, but I think, overall he doesn't have that dark feel to him. It's just his intentions are quite dark. I really like his fashion. I really like his playstyle. All of the weapons and all of the spells on this build all fit that kind of otherworldly theme, that theme of being, from space or from somewhere other than the world that we know. Hence the gravity spells is using the power of the sky and the stars and the rocks in space. He's using all of the gravity spells, well not all of them, he's using a good few of them. He's got Rock Sling, he's got Collapsing Stars. He's even got the Asteroid spell, which is quite hard to use, but really suits the theme of the build. So you can see how the kit on this build works as a whole and really lives up to his name of the Cosmic Hunter. I mentioned in the intro to this one that I've given this character a couple of the new weapons from the DLC, the first one being the Starline Sword. Now I've always wanted to try this new katana, it was just a question of which build, and once I started thinking about it, it became quite obvious that the Cosmic Hunter was the perfect choice to give this weapon to. Like I said earlier, you know, he comes from a different dimension, he comes from the stars, so what better weapon to give him than the Starline Sword? It just makes sense. It's a really cool weapon. I think it's got a bit of a bad name for just being spammable, like the Moonveil 2.0, but having used it, I think it's that same old story of it being quite oppressive in a gank situation, but if you're the invader using it against 2 or 3 people, it really doesn't feel too bad. In fact, I think it feels a bit underpowered, but overall a really good weapon to use on this build. The other new weapon that I gave to this build was the Gazing Finger, and just like the Starline Sword, it fits the theme perfectly. It's literally a big slab of stone from space, and it's got an awesome Ash of War and hits really hard, and it can get me out of some tricky situations on this build. I kind of started using it as the button that I press when I'm in a bit of a pinch and I need something that's really hard hitting. It's got me out of many of a tough situation once I've started using it. It's a great weapon and a really good addition to this build. You might have noticed as well that I've been trying to do some hard swaps on this build. With the different weapons and the different Ashes of War, it just really suits that playstyle. Oh my days, look at this invasion that's going on in the background. This was an absolute nightmarish invasion if I've ever seen one. It started off okay, it was just a horse and this summon, and it was even okay when the blue turned up, but it soon just turned into an absolute farce, and it kind of highlights, as much as I love this game, it highlights everything that's wrong with this game. They get a blue in, it's 3 versus 1. I've got no chance of getting anyone in to help me because it's a player, you know, the player cap is maxed out. It's a nightmare, they're all rushing me down, and then the host is just a wizard who keeps spamming and spamming and spamming and spamming that same one spell over and over and over. As bad as it is, I hadn't lost all hope in this one. I just kept on the move, and I thought if I could find myself a little bit of space, I could maybe make something happen. Whether that's a big Ash of War or a big hit from a spell. But I knew, you know, my chances were slim to none. It was just a question of draw it out for as long as I could. But it became pretty painful pretty quickly. And to be honest, I was going to be happy when it ended. But this invasion put me in a right stinker of a mood. So whoever I invaded next was always going to get the worst of me. I do have some more plans for this build moving forward. There's one spell in particular from the DLC that I want to add to it. Maybe one or two others, but there is one spell in particular that I'm looking forward to adding and having a play around with. I think it's going to really suit the build and improve the playstyle overall, so I can't wait to get going with that. It's been really refreshing dropping down from level 200, invading at this level. This is level 70 I believe. It's just been a nice change. Level 200 was getting a little bit crazy. The invasions were getting more and more difficult. So it's been lovely, you know, dropping down the level and just having a bit of a change of pace. I'll let the invasions play out from now, guys, but you look after yourselves, look after each other. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Maybe subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. But I'll see you all next time.